What's going on, Work Life Warriors? Max Zhang here, and today we are going into a tutorial of the 3 most essential leg exercises. So these are the squats, the lunges, and the glute bridges. Now your legs are going to be the dominant, largest muscles in your body, including your glutes. So that's why this is critical for your overall muscle development. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a tutorial of each exercise. I'm going to show you the right form as well as some of the incorrect forms that people tend to do. And then we're going to do a mini exercise and practice some of these at the end. All right, here we go. So first, we're going to do the squat. The squat is probably one of the most common exercises, and it's also commonly done incorrectly. So when you're doing the squat, your feet should be about shoulder width apart here, and you're standing up tall. So when you go down for the squat, you want to come down here. You don't want to, you usually want to get pretty deep. You don't want to rest on your knees, but you do want to get pretty deep here, and you're incorporating your quads here in this position. And you're squatting up. Now, focus on the breathing here. And when you come up, you exhale. When you go down, you inhale. Okay, so when you also squat, one thing you got to keep in mind is your torso and your spine. So as I come down here for a squat, you want to make sure your torso is aligned and straight, okay? And your lower back is also straight here. And you're really just hinging back. You're hinging back here, and you're coming down. Your core should be tight as well. So when you're squatting, make sure your core is engaged. And you're coming up. So again, with the back here, the spine, neutral. You don't want to tip over forward like this. So then you're doing it wrong and you can hurt your lower back, right? So you want to lean back a little bit here. And you really want the weight when you're doing the squat to be in your heels. You can almost pick up, see how I'm doing it here? You can almost pick up your toes off the mat when you're doing this. And you should really feel it in your quads. Okay? So that's the squat. Next, we're gonna go into the lunge. Now the lunge is also a really common exercise, and I think it's a really important one because it's almost like a variation of a walk, right? But you're going deeper. So the most basic lunge is, first, you're going to get about 90 degrees between your quad and your calf here. And then your other leg should just be about touching the floor here. When you're doing a proper lunge, you actually don't need your knee to tap here, right? And the easiest way is just to do a single lunge here. You just come up, you go down. And your torso, again, should be aligned and straight as well. You don't want to be leaning forward here. You might lose balance. It should be straight here. And the lunge works your hamstrings, your quads, and as you come up, works your glutes or your butt. And again with the breathing, you inhale as you go down, similar to a squat, and you exhale as you come up. So we're going to switch it here. Make sure your knee is just hovering above the ground. Okay, you don't need your knee to actually touch the ground when you're doing this. And try to keep balance. Usually I go for 2 seconds down here and then come up. Now a little more advanced version of that, the lunge, is a forward lunge. So a forward lunge is you lunge forward, you come up, and then you lunge forward with the other leg, and you come up. Now with the forward lunge, just important to keep in mind as try to have it where your knee isn't hyperextended over your ankle and your foot, okay? When you're doing the forward lunge also, you want to try to keep and maintain that 90 degree as much as possible. And that way, that's going to incorporate your hamstrings and your quads as well. Okay, so That being said, the next one we're going into is our glute bridge. So this is the third exercise. So we're gonna get down onto the mat, and really the glute bridge is gonna focus most on the hamstrings as well as your glutes, your butt. And these are areas that are typically neglected because the quads tend to do the most work. So that's why this is such an important exercise here. Okay? So the glute bridge, you want to have your heels dug into the mat. And you want to bring your heels as close to your glutes or your butt as possible here. And you want your hands on the mat. And when you glute bridge, one thing to also mention is you want your lower back as well flat on the mat here. So when you glute bridge, you're just going to press up and you're going to get a neutral spine, a straight spine here. Okay? And then you come down. And really, you should start, when you get to the top here, you should really squeeze your butt, squeeze your glutes. And that's gonna get you that extra little push up here. And you exhale as you come out. Inhale. And your glutes should be squeezing, and your back should be as high as possible off the mat. Okay, so those are the 3 essential leg exercises that are going to hit every single aspect of your lower body, including your quads, your hamstrings, as well as your glutes. Alright, so now we're going to do the exercises and practice them. So we're going to do 20 squats, 20 lunges, followed by 20 glute bridges. Okay, so follow along at home, try them out, practice your form. This is your chance. Okay, so first, let's do the squats. So you can count them out too. 8, 10. And we're not going too fast here. 11, 12. We're just going at a moderate speed. Your heels should be dug into the mat. Okay. Lost count, but I think that's 18, 19, 20, okay? So we did that. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our lunges. So we're just gonna do 10 lunges on each leg, okay? So I'm gonna start off with my right leg here. And really try to keep your balance. Okay, now we're gonna switch it up here. Do 10 on this side. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going into our glute bridges. All right. I'm gonna do 20 glute bridges here. Here we go. You can do them slow if you're not familiar with them. Try to keep your hips level. And then if they're too easy, you can try and explode up. work, you guys. All right, so we just did our leg exercises and we really hit the quads, the hamstrings, and the glutes. So try these out at home. And if you want to add a little explosiveness to these, if they're already too easy for you, eventually you can start doing jumps incorporated with your squats as well as your lunges, and you can even do them with weights. So that's it for today, you guys. If you like the content, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you guys in the next video.